are you? I know I was going to be so extremely diligent about posting. That was my last post. I think it was weeks 15 through 19. And I was at the hospital at the time. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to catch up on these videos. But it's all easier said than done. I really am like, I really, truly understand when people, not just those who are pregnant. Here's my dog Tank, who wants to play. Tank, look, Papa, look over here. Look at the. He's not really having it right now, but let me see if I can get you sneak peek. Can you see him? Hi. So yeah, I really understand when people have long gaps where they're not recording videos. And then I really, really understand how difficult it is for those who are pregnant, who are really, really struggling to sit there and record every single day and vlog. I don't know how they do it. So let me update you. This video is going to be weeks 20 through 23. Yeah, weeks 20 through 23. My anatomy scan and bed rest. So I went to my 20-week appointment. At my 18-week appointment, it was perfect. Everything was absolutely perfect. And I remember one of the last few things that my high-risk doctor, my maternal fetal medicine doctor said was, wow, the way, hiccups, the way everything's going, you might be able to go to 37 weeks. And in that same breath, he said, but you never know with monodiag twins, they're unpredictable. So that Wednesday, it was May 2nd. That day was really hard for me at work. I was very, very exhausted. I ended up having to clock out and take a full extra hour, an extra lunch hour, and just take a nap in the in our break room. So I did that because I just wasn't feeling well, on top of taking a lunch. So, and I talked to my manager, my supervisor that night to let him know that, hey, like, I think I need to cut back my hours. My FMLA has just been approved. I think I'm going to take it intermittently for the remainder of the pregnancy and just slowly start cutting back my hours and start doing like 35 weeks for a couple weeks, 30 weeks, and then eventually just keep cutting down until maternity leave because I really was struggling. So that was that May 2nd, and that was that night. And then May 3rd was my high-risk appointment, and everything looked good until the very, very end where the doctor came in and let me know that my cervix had gone from, it was like 4 point something at 18 weeks, which was the abdominal scan. And then it went down to 1.6 in the transvaginal ultrasound. And he said, that's immediate bed rest. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, he didn't say immediate at first. He was like, bed rest. So I said, okay, well, what do I tell my job? Do I let them know, 2 weeks, 1 week? Like, how much time can I give them so they can know? And he was like, today. Effective today until the end of the pregnancy. And it was it was shocking that it was to that extreme, that it was like effective, that day, May 3rd, and to the end of the pregnancy. Like, that part was shocking, but the fact that it was bed rest did not shock me. Because I really felt within the last 2 to 3 weeks, I felt my body really changing, and that the small efforts that I was trying to make, like around the house, like I could really feel the effects of them afterwards. So my husband was there with me. We both were pretty calm. We went back home. He went to work. I got my things together, my paperwork together. Made sure I emptied my purse so I could have so I wouldn't have to carry too many things. Luckily, at my station, at my desk, I don't keep I don't keep any personal items at my desk. That's just my preferred way of working without any company. And so I went to work, got my items, got my desk, like got my things from my desk together. I spoke with my supervisor, his supervisor, um, another supervisor of mine, informed my team that I was going to be on bed rest for the remainder of the pregnancy at home. And then we basically just, I took it from there and, went on about the rest of my day. Luckily, I had just gotten approved for FMLA just a few, maybe like a couple days before, a week before. I had finally I hit my 1 year with my job to qualify for FMLA, so I'm grateful for that. And that's what happened. And then, those 2 to 3 weeks of being at home, the first 2, 3 days was great. It was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to wake up and get dressed for this. I can just lay in bed all day and things like that. But then, 4 or 5 days in, you're like, oh, everyone else is at work. Why isn't this person texting me back or calling me back? Or, you think that you are on this vacation, but then you realize, if I'm not working, where's the money coming from? And you start to panic. You really do start to panic when you go from 2 to 1 income. So that's really a big, big, big change. And especially with me not being able to leave the house, I had to stay home. And if I was downstairs, I live in a 2-story home. So if I was downstairs, then I was downstairs for the rest of the day. If I was upstairs, then I was upstairs. I made sure to do 1 trip downstairs, 1 trip upstairs, and not, really go beyond that. And then every week I would get checked by my high-risk doctor, and my cervix was getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Ultimately, I reached my 23-week appointment, and I had a feeling, because I felt a lot of cramps the Friday before that appointment. That appointment was on a Tuesday, May 22nd. So the Friday before, I was feeling a lot of pain and cramping and lots of aching. So something told me to just go ahead and pack a hospital bag. And I went ahead and did that. And when we went to that appointment, my cervix was at 0.4. And my doctor immediately said, you're going to the hospital. And you will be staying there for quite some time, probably for the rest of the pregnancy. And I didn't cry. I wasn't upset. I embraced it. If anything, I was prepared. I had my hospital bag. And he was kind of shocked, and the nurse, that I was so calm, But I guess from being home for those 3 weeks prior, having the time to go on YouTube and watching other people who had an incompetent cervix, and watching or listening to podcasts with people with similar situations, I kind of knew what was to come. And I was there for exactly 6 weeks. And I'll talk about my experience with that in another video, but I wanted to go ahead and get things going. I am currently 32 weeks, 5 days as I'm recording this. So yeah, I am very, very, very far back in these videos, and I gotta get these things up to date before these babies come out. So thank you for being so patient. Thank you for staying subscribed. Thank you for following me on Instagram. My Facebook page is still up, but it's really touch and go. But until next time, bye guys.